frankly speaking, I got the placement while doing the course, and I didn't even get the placement training by that time. So I was
Right.
already placed before I finished the course. So it was pretty good for me.
So hello and welcome everyone to yet another success story video from Board Infinity. Today we are joined with our student and Nitya Prasad. He will be telling about his journey, how he got interested in data science, why he chose Board Infinity, what struggle did he face while learning data science, and how finally he cracked his interview. So Nitya, welcome on board. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. How are you, Ayush?
Doing great, yeah. First of all, I hope everyone is healthy at your end, right? Everyone is
Yes,
fine.
yes, yes, Ayush.
All right. Okay, so Nitya, as we told in the intro itself, right, that today we are going to discuss about your journey. So first of all,
Yes.
congratulations on your placement, right?
Thank you very much, Ayush.
Right,
And it
right.
is all thanks to all the Board Infinity placement support team as well as all my teachers.
Right. So Nitya, getting started with the session, why don't you first tell us about your background, right? आपका क्या background है? What education did you came through, and how
Okay.
you got interested in data science? Yeah.
Okay, sure. So basically, I have completed my engineering in computer science
Mhm.
at 2020 from Bangalore.
Right.
And after that, as I was working and like I was working in a technical field, basically as a network analyst and all that.
Mhm.
So like I saw that every day in all over social medias or anything, like lots of data is being generated.
Right.
So after data is being generated, it has to be worked upon, else there is like no use of the data. So for that thing, like currently our world is moving towards a place where everything is driven by like data.
Right.
So that is like the upcoming trend or the upcoming business or like opportunities that will be coming more in this field. So
Mhm.
that was the main motive for me to join data science. And then as a searching courses for data science, I came across many other institutions as well, but they were not up to the mark actually. They were not able to give me any proper proof that they are actually giving placements or they are not a scam, because many were there that they were like, we won't take any money from you in the starting, not at all. We'll just make you sign a ISA and we'll be taking some 10,000, 20,000 as a security deposit. And but I couldn't trust them, because what if they take the security deposit and run away? So all that was there in my mind. And
Right.
when I came to Board Infinity, they gave me valid proofs. Like I actually talked with many of the old students, alumni, and they also told me about their journeys, and they told me that they are already working place. So that gave me a confidence. Okay, so if anybody else from a different department, not even like a mechanical fellow can do this, then me studying CS, why can't I do this?
Right.
So I got with Board Infinity and did
Great.
this.
Even, that is a motivation factor I would like to give students. Not even, talking about engineering, we have people from BCom, we have people from
Yes,
Bachelor
yes,
of Arts, they have got a successful
yeah,
transition. So if one is, dedicated enough to put in efforts, right? Obviously, great placements are lying ahead, right? So as you told, you got an inclination towards data science, thinking कि यार data तो collect हो ही रहा है, इसमें analysis भी हो रहा है. So
yes.
let's go through your learning journey. क्या क्या modules आपने सीखे and कहाँ पे आपको क्या problems basically face हुआ that learners who will be learning
Okay.
data science in future they can take care of. Yeah.
Acha, so as we started our session, so it was basically started with the basic things Excel.
Mm-hmm.
So we learned dashboarding and like few charting methods, few short tricks and all that.
Right.
And we made a project, we made a dashboard to represent, and a project was done. And
Mm-hmm.
after Excel, we came to Tableau. And Tableau is also a visualization tool like Excel, but it is more advanced for visualization basically. So there also we did like few innovative charts and made a dashboard, made it interactive, did all that, put slicers and all that. And that was like Excel and Tableau were the first two modules which we completed. And moving from there, we came to SQL. So SQL was also nice, but thing is SQL may it became little bit too theory in between, but then practicals are also good because SQL was something which like what non-technical students were completely new to, because at least
Right.
Excel people will be using so many nodes, but SQL was something. So since it was in a batch, so it took little time for the SQL model, but it was also good. And from there on, we came to Python. And since I knew Python, it was not that tough for me, but few people did face challenge, but it was overall a good experience for Python as well. And the most interesting model for me was statistics, because I was keenly interested in maths and I have a liking towards maths. So in statistics, we even did a project like using Z function and all that. So it was very fun, like discussing all the theorems and all sorts of like, what do I say, tricky theorems and all that. So it was very fascinating for me.
Right.
And finally, we came to machine learning, which is like the most advanced level for data analysis or like anything of data modeling. So machine learning, again, since I am from a technical background, so I knew the basics of machine learning, so I could catch up to it. But
Right.
we learned in deeply in board infinity than in my college. So
Right.
that was also good.
Right. Right.
And we
Right.
did project in every module, so we even got the practical knowledge for it, and it helped me.
So you're telling you made projects in every module, right? Would you like to walk us through कि कौन से modules में आपने क्या projects बनाए थे, and what
Uh,
was the significance and what problems you faced in that?
So as I told, Excel में हम लोग ने एक dashboard बनाया था. We were
Right.
told that we can select any data set and we have to make a dashboard.
Right.
Like individual charts बनाओ, make it interactive, and then present. So and tell the story behind the dashboard, that what is the
Right.
dashboard showing. So that was something new, because making individual charts and then mixing all of them together and creating something such as a story for it, that why you have made this chart and why not a different chart,
Right.
and like how to make it interactive so that anybody who comes and he will be able to understand कि हाँ ठीक है इसमें ये दिख रहा है. So
Right.
this is basically this data and इसमें ये काम हो रहा है, इसका ये चीज है. So for my data, it was a Walmart data. So it was giving sales and trends of sales, like monthly, which month sales are highest and which month sales are lowest, types of customers and all that. And even like which places, like which country or which places the sales are more or which places the profit is more and all that. Similar thing we did at Tableau also, like maybe we had to just select a data set for our own choice and then make charts and dashboards for that as well.
Right.
So it was similar, but only thing was in Tableau, the visualization is more advanced compared to Excel. So the charts were better, and it was like the interactivity was much more complex, or not much more complex, but much more advanced than Excel. So that was also a good thing. And moving on to SQL, we started like writing queries to clean the data, and we are given like two project kind of things in which we are told that this data is given. You have to clean the table, or you have to print this table, and you have to merge two tables, and all these queries were taught. So we have to write those, and that we wrote and submitted. Similarly, in statistics, we are given some questions based on statistics, and we have to solve them using formulas, and we have to do that in Excel and show them that okay, so this formula works this way, and we have to tell them like how it is like actually the working process behind the formula. We have to tell all the things in detail, not only just the answer. So that was also good. And then in Python again, we had to like we are given some data, and using Python and basically pandas, we had to clean the data, do the data modeling part, and then we had to like teach, like it was basically machine learning project. So we had to teach the model, and then testing data, training data, we did all that, and then made a model, and then we found the accuracy percentage and efficiency and all that. So that was also very like new experience and good experience. Like
and what was the model about?
It was about like car selling company. So we are teaching it that this many cars are sold. So these are the reviews and that. And then we are giving some, like it was basically based on images. So we again gave some images as a test data, and it gave the result automatically. So that was also like very cool and all.
Nice, nice, amazing. So as you told, Kiar, maths was your favorite subject. You like doing diving into the algorithms and everything. But one challenge we face both from tech and non-tech background folks, that they're afraid of maths and data science, right? So what tips would you like to devise them? How can they make it more interesting, या फिर उसको और अच्छे से वो कैसे समझ पाए?
Okay. One simple thing is like even if you are afraid of maths, like actually without maths, in like maths is required in all the fields, like be it business or be it anything. The logic is required in all the things. So it's basically like how you build your logic, and it's not like it doesn't have any like a definitive way that you have to do it like this only. So
Right.
that's the best part about maths. Like if you are like not able to do it in some other way, you can always have a turnaround for it and do it in your own way. So you can always play around with numbers, and it will anyhow like it is a fun task to like play around with numbers. So it's
Right.
nothing to be afraid of actually. Rather,
Mhm.
you can do what you can go and research something about the algorithms, and you'll automatically get interested knowing that how were they invented and why were they invented and the reasons behind, like the stories behind them.
Right.
So those are like actually interesting. So if you read them, you'll automatically get interested to it. So
Right.
that's one way of like removing your fears. Like it's nothing to be afraid of.
And I am really happy that you mentioned, right, logical building and not formula, right? Because anyone who is having certain set of aptitude, अगर आप logically चीजों को सोच पा रहे हैं, then
Yeah,
math which is required for data science will be much easier. Now people also always question, right, कि मेरे को calculus करना पड़ेगा क्या, trigonometry करना पड़ेगा क्या? But that is not actually the case, right? If you're good
yeah,
enough with statistics, if you're good with probability, you can get started in the world of data science. Obviously, you can
obviously,
dive
yes.
into any depth that is required for leap of career, but to get started with, it is not a mandate.
No, the main thing with maths is you shouldn't by heart the formulas. Rather, you should know the logic behind the formulas. That why is
Right.
it this and why not this. When
Hmm.
you have that curiosity in yourself, that why is it the why the formula is this, you'll like automatically once you solve the logic behind it or you get the logic behind it, you don't need to by heart it anymore. It is already like you'll know it. Okay, so this means
Hmm.
this.
Right, right, absolutely. So, Nitya, you have done your, graduation in computer science, right?
Yes.
So, similar subjects to graduation में रहते, maths था, programming था. What
Maths.
difference you felt in board infinity?
Okay, so difference was even from a technical background, frankly speaking, we are never taught Excel or Tableau anywhere. Like
Hmm.
we just knew it. Okay, Excel may we do data entry. Basically,
Okay.
that's the concept everybody has. That Excel is just a data entry tool, but it is much more
Right.
powerful than even
Absolutely.
Excel has some automated tools using like you can do automation in
Hmm.
Excel using macros, which like nobody would think of normally.
Right.
So until and unless you know Excel properly, people won't be like they just think that Excel is just a basic tool for only for data entry, but it's not that. It's a very
Hmm.
powerful tool and it's like has many use cases. So Excel and Tableau was something which I learned in Board Infinity itself. Before that, I didn't know that much in depth. And also talking about Python and machine learning, I had them in my BTech, but those were not so deeply and those are not too practical. Those are
Right.
mostly theoretical. Whereas coming to Board Infinity, it was much more practical and hands-on. So that helped me doing things and practically doing it, and then learning was much more better than just theoretically reading it.
Mhm. Right, right. So great, great. So Abhi, we have gone through, why you decided data science, how you
Yeah.
learned data science, right? Now let's get started with your placement journey. So आपका placement training कैसा रहा था? How was that experience? What all things you get to learn in that? Hmm.
Actually, to be frankly speaking, I got the placement while doing the course, and I didn't even
Right.
get the placement training by that time. So I was
Right.
already placed before I finished the course. So it was pretty good for me.
Right. See, I ask this questions, जानबूझ के मैंने question पूछा, right? Because people wonder, yeah, when people are enrolling with us, they ask, यार, कि when I will be getting my placement, and I
It is
always
actually,
answer with the
yeah,
same question, right? कि आपका skills जब भी ready है, ready for the placement,
yeah, it
and we
is
will be
depending
providing
on each
opportunities.
individual, like when they are ready for the placement. It's
Mhm.
not like कि course complete होगा तो उसके बाद ही, because I started
Right.
getting placement opportunities by mid of my course because
Mhm.
I got for Capgemini and I got for many other companies. So it was mid of my course that it started. So
Right.
placement training was not even there that time. Placement training
Right.
started just after my finished my course, but since I was already placed, I didn't require it, so I didn't have to
Right.
go through it.
Right, right. Amazing. So, Nitya, take us through your interview experiences, right? What all interviews you gave, उनमें आपसे क्या-क्या पूछा गया था या क्या-क्या rounds थे?
Okay.
Details about that, yeah.
Okay, so first interview I gave was for Capgemini. It
Hmm.
was a written test first, and after clearing the written test, we were on one-on-one interview.
Hmm.
And there I was asked about machine learning, a few questions and statistics and all that. But it was more of machine learning, and I didn't clear for Capgemini.
Okay.
But then next
And
was eClerx,
right. And for
and
Capgemini, before jumping on to eClerx, what was asked in the written test as well?
Our written test was just MCQs based on programming, like basic questions as the format of like syntax of looping or some loop questions, and they were asking what will be the output of this question,
Got it.
and some logical questions as well, using maths as well, like all that. So that was pretty easy. MCQ part was very easy. That wasn't tough. One-on-one interview, it was a little bit tough for me, but that's okay. Like I learned from it. It was an experience for me. So yeah,
Right.
that helped me in the next interview.
Right.
So
Okay.
then I went for eClerx, and there also the first round was a written round MCQ for all that, like basic, what was quantitative and all that thing. So maths and basic Python questions as what will be the output, and is the syntax correct? Will it give an error and all that? So from all that, after clearing that, it was a interview, and eClerx interview was actually special for me because that was the first interview when the interviewer was very frank and he
Right.
told me, okay, share your screen and then we'll start your interview. I'm like, okay, in interview I have to share my screen. So I was little
Right.
bit like what I was nervous actually. Like, okay,
Right.
so what if he asks me this and I don't know? What if he tells me to do this and I don't know? But
Hmm.
it was very cool, and the interview was very cool. He was like, see, I just want to test your basic skills. I
Right.
know you have so much in your resume, you have put machine learning and all that, but I'll not go into all that because I know you guys are freshers, so you guys don't know what to put in resume and what not to. So since you have put so many skills,
Right.
uh, still I'll be asking the basic questions, and if you are clear with the basics, I can take you to the next level. He directly
Hmm.
told me that. And
Hmm.
from there on, I gained confidence, and he like started talking with me, and he was helping me throughout the interview. Okay, do you know
Right.
this? What all formulas you know? You only tell me 5 formulas you know, and then you only write for it and all that.
Right.
And then he gave me some questions in SQL. He's like, okay, write that query for this and show me. I made few
Hmm.
mistakes, but then he gave me the answer in the interview. Like, okay, this is wrong. This should be the correct one. You made a little bit
Right.
of mistake here, so that was very good,
Right.
and I was happy with the interview, even if it was not very like not my best, but I was
Right.
very happy with the interview, and then I got cleared through it, and then I
Hmm.
got the job for it.
राइट राइट अमेजिंग सो लाइक मतलब ये तो बहुत अच्छा आपने गौरव बताया कि द इंटरव्यूअर वाज फ्रैंक विद यू आपको
Yeah,
काफी
yeah,
सारी चीजें सीखने को मिली कैन यू
yeah.
बी मतलब मोर प्रिसाइज के व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस ही आस्क इफ यू
Okay.
कैन रिकॉल देम
So he started with Excel actually. So he asked me like, what 5 formulas you know about Excel.
ओके
So I had to tell him VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and then few other formulas as well, like
राइट
search and all that formulas. Some
राइट
products, few formulas he asked me. Then he was like, okay, fine, write the formula. Or then he gave me one table of data, and he's like, okay, you do the indexing of it. How do you do the indexing, or how do you match the data, or how
राइट
do you search one like one specific word from a table and put it out in a different cell. He told me all that in Excel.
राइट
And from Excel, we went to SQL. In SQL, he asked me, how do you join to this? Like, what
राइट
if, like, if conditions and joining using left join, right join, all that joins, he told me. He was
राइट
even okay with me. He's like, okay, I am okay with you Googling. You
राइट
Google and give me the answer. You see the syntax.
राइट
I know syntax are not to be remembered. You see the syntax in Google, but give me the solution. So he
राइट
gave me time. I looked up to Google in front of him. Like he
राइट
is like, okay, I also want to know how you search your questions,
राइट
because even if you have Google, you have to type in the proper keywords for Google to
राइट
give you the answer. So he told me, share your screen and share your Google screen and then search the question. Let me see how you search the question. So that
राइट
was pretty cool. So that's all.
अमेजिंग
He asked me basic Excel and SQL. He didn't ask me anything after that. He didn't ask any machine learning,
राइट
and he just told me, like, if you are clear with the basic, I can take you to the next level. So that was one.
Right. Right. So your eClerx interview just had 2 rounds, one online round and then this one
Yeah,
on round.
and next round
And
was this, and after that, HR round where they asked me like, are you okay with Mumbai location or Pune location or what location, and are you willing to come down to office if required, and all that stuff. So that was
right.
an any.
And were there any behavioral questions for you? Like tell us any of your leadership experience or the kind of
Nothing
problems
like
you
that.
face. Nothing like that.
They
All
didn't ask.
right. All right. Great, Nitya. So, for sure, learners will be watching your story. They will be inspired by it.
Yeah,
And probably the cycle will be continued that, new students will be asking and taking feedbacks from you.
and
So,
recently I was even placed in Dynamics actually.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
that was also
what about
uh,
that interview experience?
Yeah. So the first round for Dynamics was again a MCQ test, and in this MCQ they were little, since the role was machine learning scientist, so they were
Right.
more focused towards machine learning little bit.
Mhm.
So the questions were based on machine learning as well, and so but the questions were good on, like, I since I had my Capgemini interview, so I had little bit of experience
Right.
from there how to like go ahead with machine learning, so it helped me
Right.
from there. And so I cleared the written round. And again, in the technical round, they asked me questions for machine learning and SQL and Python, and even some probability and all the statistics.
Right.
So that was also a good interview. And again, here I was told to like write queries and give the answers, or write the code and give the answer. So it was also very good. And then in my HR round, I was actually interviewed by the CEO of Dynamics, since it's
Okay.
a startup company.
Right.
So I was interviewed by him, and even he was very frank. And even in HR round, like, I didn't expect that the CEO himself will take the interview, and that too he will ask technical questions. And
Right.
he was frank with it that I know you didn't expect technical questions in HR round, but I
Mhm.
just want to know how much you know and all
Right.
that. And it was also a good experience. But the only part was Dynamics had a bond. It is their own thing. But since of the bond, I couldn't join. But otherwise,
Right.
it was also a very good experience.
Great, great. So amazing, Nitya. We wish you all the great career ahead, right? Keep accelerating, as we say at Board Infinity. And for sure, thank you for joining. We will be
Yeah.
sharing this journey with all the students
Thank you
and
very
getting
much
it.
for giving me this
Yeah,
opportunity.
absolutely. Our pleasure, Ian.
Yeah,
Thank you.
indeed.
Okay.